Hello, everyone. This is Elizabeth with Scott Leroy Marketing, and welcome to What's New in Command. Today is August 9th, so if you are reviewing the recording, some of the features may not be the same. They may change, which is the main focus of today's class. Today, I am in Mozilla Firefox. There are some updates in designs, and we found that Designs works best with Firefox, but you can also view command in Google Chrome Incognito. Command is, of course, agent.kw.com. And I am already signed in. So the first update that I want to show you is kind of a recurring one. We're going to head to campaigns on the left-hand side. It's the little megaphone or little bullhorn icon. But of course, while you're still learning, you can always click the red square with the white KW to expand the name of the applets. And again, we're going to start in campaigns. So your screen may look a little different than mine. I have not run any paid ads, so I am missing that section. So if you have run some paid ads, you may have to scroll down to see this, but one of the sections is quick posts. Keller Williams is always working on new quick posts to utilize to post really, really easily on your Facebook page. So in this section, you'll always see the Create Neighborhood video on the left. And then you'll see the new posts in the second and third slots. And if you click Shuffle in that top right corner of that section, so for me, it's about the middle of the page, you can shuffle through those and see the different posts. And they even make more than one version of every post with different pictures. And just a quick recap. Yeah, Dorothy, we're on. Can you hear me? Can you see my screen? So just a quick recap of how to do these. You would just click the little blue arrow in the bottom right of each of the posts. And that'll take you directly to creating that campaign, which is all filled out for you. All you have to do is decide whether you want to schedule the post for a future date and time or publish immediately. I have also posted the call-in number for anyone who doesn't have computer speakers or maybe the sound isn't working. So I've got an example up on my Facebook page of some of the posts that you may see. And this is posted the other day, so you may not see this exact post anymore, but this is what it'll look like on your Facebook page. It's got the text, emojis, picture, all ready for you. On the campaign's dashboard, Janet, have you created paid ads before? You may have to scroll down to see this section. It may not be the second section as shown in my account. It may be like the third if you scroll down. Basically, it'll be the second to last because the tips and trainings always on the bottom, and then the quick posts are right above it. But if you have run any paid ads, they're going to be in a section in between here. You can also find these quick posts by going to the social posts tab in the very top middle of the screen. And the quick posts are going to be along the right-hand side. You'll see a section for leadership content, the create neighborhood video, and then the quick posts right below. So like I mentioned, Keller Williams is always updating this content. So I like to point that out at the very beginning. And then going back to the home applet, if mine decides to load. There we go. You may notice that my home screen I have customized, so the sections aren't going to be in the same order, but you'll also see updated designs here. And then product updates. So this is what the main focus of my class today is going to be over, is this product updates here. So first update is using smart plans. Except for this one, I'm actually going to go to contacts. So the actual update is the unsubscribed activities are now being logged to the contact timeline to provide clarity on which smart plan the contact has unsubscribed from. So in this contact, you'll see in the timeline, which is in the right section on the right-hand side of the page, you'll see, and this is one of my dummy accounts. This is me, but one of my million email addresses. You can see that this particular contact with this email address has unsubscribed from this smart plan. In the past, it wasn't detailing out what smart plan it was from, but now it is. So you have a little more clarity on what they've unsubscribed from. Now, I did also want to point out these two Keller Williams Answers articles. What happens when a client unsubscribes from a smart plan text? Basically, they are only unsubscribed from Twilio texts. They are still subscribed to the smart plan, so any of the non-text steps will still go out. For example, the emails. And when a client unsubscribes from your text, they are unsubscribed from your Twilio number entirely. So they will not receive any further text from any other smart plans or texts. And I'll post the link to this article in the chat. And the next article related to this is what happens when a client unsubscribes from my smart plan email. So basically what you see in this contact timeline. So since they are unsubscribed to emails of the specific smart plan, they won't get any more emails from this specific smart plan. But if you do have them on another smart plan, for example, this one's the monthly neighborhood nurture. So maybe if I had them on the long-term nurture or biweekly neighborhood nurture or birthday or anniversary, any other smart plan besides this one, they will still get those emails from those additional smart plans. So keep that in mind. If they unsubscribe from one, that does not unsubscribe them from all. There's the example of the message in the timeline here. Some best practices So really good article. I'll post this in the chat as well. So that was update number 1. Very helpful to be able to see what smart plan the contact has unsubscribed from. Now, as like a follow-up tip and trick, if the contact emails, texts, calls you, says, hey, I don't want to be emailed, texted, anything, do not mark it to me. One of the best practices Keller Williams suggests is to simply add a tag, saying something like do not contact, do not email, do not text, whatever wording you so choose, whatever they say, really. Yeah, I don't have anything like that already in my tags, but you can create whatever tag will alert you to not contact them in their contact record. And then flipping over to the Smart Plans tab within the contact, here is then where you can unsubscribe them from all of the smart plans that they're currently on, if they ask you to not contact them again. Slight little update, kind of related to this. You may see on the homepage is they have done updates to the unsubscribe location. So in the email, specifically, for example, this monthly neighborhood nurture, what they'll see is the unsubscribe link at the very bottom of the email. And the site that it takes them to has been updated. It looks really nice and clean and formal and pretty much like every other unsubscribe site. But that has been updated as well. So the next item, we're going back to the home page here, is going to be in opportunities. It's the little handshake icon. It's the 6th applet down. And I'm going to go into an opportunity. And you'll see, there's actually 2 updates here, but the first one you'll see right on the details page. So this listing is active. So I theoretically would have documents. I do not, but my documents have been synced with a DocuSign room. And now you'll see that you can sync the transaction from the details tab. Whereas in the past, it was in the documents tab. Now it's in the details tab. So you'll see a large section here at the top if you need to sync transaction. And with each of these little chips, these little blue buttons here, although they're not clickable, so they're not really buttons, they're little chips, you'll see exactly what information is being synced to the DocuSign room. So if you need to update any of this information, you can do so by clicking the little pencil icon in the top right of the section. Update the information, click save, and then sync the transaction so that that information populates to your DocuSign room. Again, remember, I do already have the room created. So if you do not see that sync option there, you do already want to have a room created. But of course, if you have any other questions about this, just contact us and we'll be happy to help. Yes, this should also work for dotloop as well. So also in opportunities, in our Documents tab, you'll notice that the Export button that was here, it was a little box with an up arrow, is now in the top right of the page. It's a little larger so you can see it better. To export documents. So they updated the location of that and basically does the same thing. You can export all the documents. You can protect them with a set of credentials, a login, and you can also email those documents straight from command. Going back to the syncing the information, it does not bring everything in the file. It just brings over the information from your opportunity to the DocuSign room so that your documents can be easier completed. It autofills, basically. So it just brings in the contact information, the property information, all of the little fields that can be autofilled. Back to this exporting and emailing section. Just as simple as they move the button, but you can still do it. The next update I wanted to show you is going to be in Consumer. It's the very last applet on the left-hand side. The little icon is 2 websites stacked. And we're going to go to Site and App Settings in the top right corner. So it's going to be in the white menu. Now you'll be defaulted to begin in the General tab. And you're going to scroll down. So under your hero text, under your hero images, keep going down the 5th little section here. You'll see a little drop down arrow over to the right, and I'm going to click to drop it down. Display Keller Mortgage and Display Keller Covered are older, but the update is Display Neighborhoods on my agent site. This drop down is new, and you can either enable or disable. So what this does is you can turn off, so disable, the neighborhood boundaries on your Keller Williams app, the consumer app, and your Keller Williams website. So for instance, if you're in an area, it's pretty rural, not a whole lot of consumers have created the neighborhoods on the Nextdoor app, or the neighborhoods are really wrong or just really, really spread out and you don't think it's going to be usable in any way, you can disable these neighborhoods so that they're not shown on your consumer app that's branded to you and your website. So very nice feature, since not every part of the country has these neighborhoods set up on Nextdoor. So if that's you, come here to the consumer applet, site and app settings, preferences, and disable the neighborhoods on my agent site. And of course, that includes the app. And once you change that, don't forget to click Save Changes. Answering a few of the questions. DocuSign should email any email address like Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, AOL, anything. But if you're having specific problems, just contact us and we'll be able to help. Yes, this section is defaulted to enable. So neighborhoods are turned on by default. And if you're not able to see preferences, you may want to zoom out. Me being in Firefox, my zoom out is going to be in the little hamburger menu at the very top right of the screen. And then you'll see the zoom about 2/3 of the way down. And you can zoom out. I'm going to zoom back in just so it's a little bigger for y'all to see. Okay. Right, making sure. And the last update that I just wanted to touch upon, it's going to be, I'm not gonna be able to show you exactly because I'm not on a team, but it is a very important update. Team members now have an activity tracker feature so that they can report their daily numbers to their Rainmaker or their team leader. So if you have any questions about that, want to learn how to use it, want to see what it does, you can click here to go to the KW Answers article and learn more about that. Again, your home screen may look a little different than mine. I have the product updates to be wide like this. But wherever this section is, you'll be able to see the very top update is that link. So as a kind of review, just to touch on everything that we've already talked about, there's a couple of updates and opportunities. One is the sync button has moved from the Documents tab to the Details tab. The export and email documents has moved from the left side of the Documents tab to now the top right of the screen. And I apologize, my screen's not loading. Let me try this. Here we go. Number 1, sync button. Number 2, export documents is now at the top right. Number 3 is regarding smart plans, but the update is actually done in contacts. You'll now see the name of the smart plan that they've unsubscribed from. And I'm moving way too fast for command today. There we go. Number 3, contact has unsubscribed from a certain smart plan. Number 3.5-ish is how the consumer sees that unsubscribe button has been updated. Number 4 was in consumer to be able to turn off the neighborhood boundaries on your app and website. Again, that was under site and app settings, preferences. And last but not least, the team update. Teams now have an activity tracker to report their daily numbers to their Rainmaker. More details on that in the product updates section. So if I didn't get to your question today, or you think of anything outside of our class, let us know. Our website is scottleroymarketing.com, and I'll post that in the chat for you as well. And our contact information is at the very bottom. So give us a call or send us an email, and we'll be happy to help. I'll stay on to answer any other questions, but that's it for class today. Thanks for joining and hope you have a wonderful day.